Hey guys, Chrono here. If you're anything like me, you've looked at the videos page and you've realized just how much of the videos aren't actually related to the game. Most of them are music, some of them are other games, like this one. This one's K-pop and it's posted by Airlines. You've betrayed me! Ugh, whatever. So the fix for this is to start making content of your own. Start recording your gameplay and posting it here so that we don't have as much music relative to what we have in terms of actual content. So what we're going to use for this is Open Broadcaster software. This is software that I use personally. It's what I'm recording this on. It's what a bunch of other Warmerise players use, and we can all sort of give you advice on how to get started with it. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to get you installed, we're going to get you started recording, and then you won't have to use Bandicam, you won't have to pay for fraps, you won't have to do any of that stuff. So let's get started. You're going to want to go to obsproject.com. You're going to want to download OBS Studio and then get the distribution of your choice. I'm going to pick Windows 7 Plus because I'm on Windows 10. Then I'm going to sit here and wait for this download to finish. Once your download is complete, go ahead and open it up and install it like you would any other program. I'm going to walk you through this just to make absolutely sure we're on the same page. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm not, because it's already installed. Well, that's unfortunate. Right then, so now that I'm recording with Shadowplay, I can actually install OBS. So let's go ahead and do that. Agree to the terms and conditions after you've read them all like a good internet citizen. Go ahead and install it wherever you like. I install it to eTools because I keep all of my tools there. You can install it to your program files, which is I think where it defaults to, and it won't matter at all. You just need to put it somewhere where you're going to remember where the exe is. So for these, I have the browser plugin installed, but I don't think you really need it. RealSense is optional as well. I think you can technically have this one off if you want, so go ahead and install it. Let it do its thing. It's going to install. Alright, once that is complete, go ahead and click Finish with Launch OBS Studio 18.0.1 checked, because we're going to configure it right now, as soon as it loads, eventually. Oh, it's there. Oh, it actually opened up somewhere else. That's neat. Okay, so here's what we're looking at right now. We have desktop audio, we have mic audio. My mic audio is muted. That's fine. That's all fine. So first things first, we're going to need a scene. We already have a scene. That's fine. Next, we're going to need to define a source. So we're going to hit the plus button. We're going to say display capture. That's what I've been using. Where's display capture? There we go. I just can't read. Okay, so create new display capture. I'm going to call it monitor 1. I'm going to spell it correctly. Monitor 1. There we go. Make source visible. Do it. Oh, goodness. Alright. So you can see it worked. I have now have this selected as a source. I'm actually going to disable it so that I can, see reasonably. So display 0, my 1080p monitor. Go ahead and capture my cursor. That's fine. Hit OK. So now, if I turn this on, we can actually record our desktop. So that's step 1 complete. Shutting it off so that you don't have the infinite loop thing going. Next up, we're going to go to File, Settings. So I keep it on dark mode. Other than that, I don't think there's anything really important in here. The really fun stuff is actually an output. So what you're going to want to do is turn on the Advanced tab, because all the fun stuff is in there. You're going to switch to the Recording tab over here. Yeah, so simple or advanced, you want to switch to advanced because advanced is all the fun stuff. Type standard, that's fine. Your recording path, this is where all of your videos are going to go. You're going to want to set it somewhere you can easily access so that you can upload them later. Recording format, I choose MP4. You can choose MKV if you want. MP4 tends to be what works the most easily on YouTube and stuff. Audio track 1 and 2, I think what that does is separate the desktop audio into one track and the mic audio into another track. So that's if you're an editor, you can separate your voice and you can edit them both separately. So that's up to you. If you're just going to record and upload with your mic on, go ahead and leave it on 1. If you're going to actually do some editing, then that's fine. Encoder, NVENC is because I have an NVIDIA card. You can use X264 if you want, if you have an AMD card or something. Rescale the output, don't worry about that unless you want to render higher or lower. I think it works higher. Let me actually double check that. 1081? Yes, okay, so you can use that to actually rescale higher. I don't know why you would, but you can. Custom muxer settings, don't put anything in there. Rate control, CBR, use that. Bitrate, 7500. Just be aware, this is way, way, way higher than you would ever need to stream. So use this only for recording. If you're streaming, like, I think 2100, 2500 is as high as you would ever go, just because Twitch can't actually handle anything. If you want a higher quality video, if you've got like blockiness and artifacting in your video, turn this up a bit. But 7500 is what I use for most of my newer content. So I would keep it around there. Keyframe interval off, it doesn't matter. Preset default, I don't really see any reason to change that. Profile main, that's fine. Level, auto, that's audio level. So if you want to change your base audio level, you can. 2-pass encoding, why not? GPU, don't actually know what that does, so don't touch it. B-frames too, because it's the default option. So yeah, all of that's set, that's all fine. Go into audio. Audio bitrate's 160 across the board. You can name the tracks if you want to, if you are going to be editing. Over here in audio, 44.1 kilohertz is fine. Stereo is perfect. You don't really need... Oh, it's only stereo or mono. So yeah, cable, that's fine. Cable input is something that I've set up myself. You're probably going to want to set these to your speakers. Basically, whatever you use to hear the game audio, that's what you want to be recording. So speakers for you, probably cable input for me. Desktop audio device 2, leave that disabled unless you've got audio coming from somewhere else. Mic device, obviously microphone, so don't worry about that one. Push to talk, that one's up to you if you want to use it or not. You're going to have to set a hotkey, we'll get to that in a minute. And then desktop audio push to mute, that's pretty cool as well. You'll again need to set a hotkey over there. Video, 1920 by 1080, this can be whatever your monitor resolution is, so just set it to that. Scale resolution should be the same probably. Downscale filter, meh. Just leave it on bicubic, it'll be fine. And common FPS values. Yeah, stay on common because that's 30, 60, 120, that kind of thing. I prefer to record at 60, and then if I need to, I will output at 30. If you want to save on space, the first thing you should probably do is drop this to 30 because you can't actually tell that much when you're watching content on YouTube, whether it's 30 or 60. So if your files are just absolutely massive and you don't have enough space on your computer, turn that down to 30 and you'll instantly half the file size. Over here in hotkeys. I have start recording set to F9. You can set it to be whatever you want, and it's also a toggle, so F9 is start and stop. Replay buffer, that's a fun one. It's basically the thing that Shadowplay does, so you've got it running all the time, and you press Shift F9 to record the last whatever minutes of footage from whatever you were doing. It'll save it to a file, even if you weren't actively recording. There's a bunch of other stuff in here as well, but I'm going to let you explore it. The fun stuff is probably in mic and desktop audio mutes, but I don't really use those, so you'll have to play around with them depending on what you want to do. Over here in advanced, process priority, normal, keep it there. Renderer, Direct3D 11, because you can. Video adapter isn't an option, perfect. All this stuff is probably fine. This is fine. File name formatting. If you want the file name to be named something else, you need to change it here. So I have it set to the year in 4 digits. The month is a decimal number, so 01 through 112 for January through December. And then the day of the month. So, yeah. You can set it to something more precise, something less precise. You can set it to be, like, if I wanted it to say test file. Before every file, it would say test file, year, month, and day. But I'm not going to do that because that's not how my thing works. Replay buffer. So this says if you've got a replay buffer, right? So you've saved the last 5 minutes of footage or whatever. It'll say replay and then everything in your file name formatting. So replay, year, month, date. Keep this off if you record more things than one in a day. Yeah, otherwise you're going to have your files overwriting each other, and that would suck. Stream delay. This is mostly useful if you're playing a game where people are trying to like track you down in-game, like you're playing Arma or you're playing DayZ or something. This is mostly for streaming. It's not useful at all for recording, so keep that off if you're recording. Automatically reconnect. Keep that on if you're streaming. If not, it doesn't matter because you won't be connecting. So yeah, I think that's actually all of the options that we need. Yeah. So the next thing I want to show you guys, just in case you were interested, is the profile tab. So I have two, beam streaming and recording. This is the one I use for recording gameplay. This is the one I use when I'm streaming to beam.pro. So if you want, you can actually make a new profile, and you can say Twitch streaming. There we go. So now this profile has its own set of options. So everything in here is going to be the default. So if you wanted to set it up with Twitch, you would go to Twitch and you would put in your stream key. If you don't know how to do that, you can Google it, but basically you go to your dashboard in Twitch and you can paste your stream key in there. Make sure not to show your stream key to anyone, because if they have your stream key, they can put your stream key into their computer and they can stream on your account, which is kind of funny, actually. But yeah, all of the settings in here are defaults. Yeah, because I had this set to outscale to 1080p, and then here it's outputting to 720p, because of course it does, because it's a streaming software. So yeah, let's go ahead and actually test this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on monitor 1 again. That's fine. I'm going to move this out of the way, and I'm going to go over here. So I actually have to use the Warmerise staging player data. I actually have to use this because, let's actually drag this up in the corner so you can see both, because I don't have Pale Moon and I don't have an older version of Firefox. So, one thing I forgot to set up, and I'm glad I decided to test it. The computer isn't actually receiving, or isn't actually sending OBS any desktop audio, so we need to hit this button to configure it, and go to Properties, Cable VB Audio Cable, so it should be. Okay, so maybe it is and I'm crazy. Oh, it is! Okay, never mind. That is set up. Oh yeah, that's right, we set it up in the options menu. That's perfect. Okay, so it's receiving desktop audio. Let's make sure it's receiving mic input. Unmute it. Yep, you can see whenever I talk, it moves up. We're going to keep that off so we don't get two sets of audio. So, what we're going to do is we're going to start recording. I'm going to click this. I'm going to move this out of the way. If you want, you can just minimize it like this, and it'll be exactly the same. So I'm going to go into Play Now. I'm just going to pick a random game, and I'm going to join into it. Just record a couple of minutes, and we'll see how it goes. Alright, so we're in. Yeah, you may notice this isn't exactly the same server I was looking at a minute ago. I forgot to switch to... That's the wrong weapon. I forgot to switch to my recording profile. It was still on my streaming profile. So the quality was awful, and I'm like, that's weird. I didn't set it up to be that bad. Let's switch to something I can actually use. So yeah, make sure that your profiles are correct, because that's important. Yeah, this is the quality that you will get if you use my settings. Again, if you want higher quality, you can upgrade the video bitrate in the video settings, I think. But yeah, other than that, what you see is what you get. So I'm just going to play for a minute so you can sort of get a sense for how this is all going to look. I'm gonna be really cowardly about it too. Ooh, I'm taking a G36 actually, because there's two of them here, and I can just get more ammo. Ooh, M67. What's up, bro? Oh, he killed me. If I were smart, I would have thrown a grenade at him. Gotcha. What? Does this seriously do that much damage? Huh, I might have to look at that actually if it's instant kill. Whoops, that's not the button I thought I hit. Gotta love this cinematic 30 FPS. It says 60, it's not actually 60. What? Where did... What? Ooh, hello! Oh, it was a mine. I wonder if I hit him with that grenade before I died. Wait, plus knife? Plus knife? Plus knife? Max, fix your game, please. Yep. Professor Jordan going absolutely bonkers with the melee. Ooh, who dat? Ooh, that was a friendly. I just want to point out I used to be good at this game. Back when the input lag wasn't terrible. Boy, those were the... Whoa, what the... Okay, that wasn't me. That was the game. Those were the days when you turned your character direction and it actually went that direction. Also when I didn't have almost 200 ping. Okay, I think you pretty much get the point. The reason I highly recommend using OBS is because a lot of people in the community use it. So, if you need help, you can ask for it pretty much anywhere and get a response. It won't always be a perfect response, but it'll be a response. I'm happy to help. I think Mike uses it, but I would need to double check. Ooh, Carbine's not bad with low frame rate. Huh. I helped. I got 1 point of helping. Yeah, so if you ever need help, feel free to message me either on my channel or in private or on my wall, whatever, and I will be happy to help you out. If you want to get into streaming, I can also help you out with that, either on Twitch or Beam.pro, which I highly recommend because Beam.pro is amazing. Sub-second streaming is awesome. I think that's all I got for you. Thank you guys very much for watching this. There's a reason why I did this video. It'll be announced probably tomorrow-ish, depending on how it goes. But yeah, look forward to that. I will link to it on my profile as well. So yeah, thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.